Everyone, I hope you're having a great day today. Today, what I want to kind of do is give you an update on the whole Amouranth situation. Now, this has been the biggest talking point for the last couple of days. News outlets and other big YouTubers have been covering it, but today, Amouranth has given us an update on pretty much how things are going with her husband and the whole situation that she has been dealing with in the last 2 days. Honestly, it is very good news and reassuring. It's so happy to hear because she was literally bawling her eyes out in the last clip that she was sending to us just 2 days ago. But yeah, today what I want to kind of do is, go over the clip that she made on Twitch just today and, just kind of break it down. But before I kind of do that, if you could give the same love you've been giving the other videos, that would really help out a ton. And with that out of the way, let's get started. All right, and before I kind of get into the clip that was uploaded today by Amouranth, I kind of want to give you a little background info just in case you don't remember, or for people who have not watched the clips basically from Sunday's stream. To give you a quick synopsis, kind of a Cliff Notes version. Basically, Amouranth was doing a normal stream on Sunday, but while she was doing the stream, her husband called, and unfortunately, it was not a great one. The husband sounded completely agitated and was completely going off the rails. This man was sounding like a straight up Disney villain. It was not great. This man was absolutely doing the most manipulative stuff ever, saying stuff such as oh, I'm gonna ruin you financially, oh, I'm gonna try to ruin your career and get you canceled, or the most two screwed up things that I've ever heard. He was playing on trying to threaten to kill her dogs and then actually sell her horses to a meat factory to use for food. Those two, honestly, as an animal person, just make me so sick to hear, and just can't believe that someone like that would even say something like that. But honestly, what really made this whole situation alarming is that while in the clip she was saying all that, she's basically saying that all the money that she had gathered from OnlyFriends, Twitch streaming, all that, basically she had that in a joint account with her husband and that he owned it. So all that money that she had, completely his. I'll put up a screenshot up on screen to show you how much money this man would have potentially had. Absolute insanity. But yeah, he had that much. And what really didn't help, make this situation even better, a lot of people were definitely worried for Amouranth's safety, especially given the fact that her stream ended abruptly. What I mean by that is during her stream, when she was saying all this, she's kind of crying in the camera, just kind of looking and all that. But while it was kind of going, her assistant called and basically says, "Have you taken your medication?" And then she's like, "What?" And then the door opens kind of slowly, a little slowly, and then all of a sudden the stream cuts out. It just cuts out like a bad horror movie. It looked absolutely scary. It was oh my gosh, what happened? Did something happen? Did the husband get through or whatever? And people honestly thought that the husband got to the house. People were generally concerned and actually wondering what happened. But good news is that the clip today is positive, so we actually know what happened. But before I kind of get into that, here are some other points as well. What's really kind of surprising is that during her 2 days of silence where she didn't say anything, her Twitter account sent a sus tweet basically that the husband said. I don't have it with me, sadly. It was deleted, so I assume it was either a typo or just something the manager said. I don't know, but yeah, it was up there. And then something else that happened was that her there was a live stream on her account on Twitch that basically had it said this. It said, "BRB, the cops are here," which honestly is not surprising because other YouTubers who have covered this video have said the cops have been called multiple times. At least that's what she has said as well when she was on the live stream. It's insane. They were probably called a lot for this situation. What's also really surprising, and this was the biggest bombshell of all time, the husband actually devised the ideas of the hot tub meta and her getting all the money. So it was his master plan. It wasn't Amouranth. So it's kind of shocking to hear that the real reason why people hate Amouranth is basically all the husband. So that was kind of a bombshell to know. But yeah. All right. I'm going to basically cover the kind of 30-second clip. It's really short, but I'm going to kind of cover the main points that I saw in it that really just kind of like stood out to me. This was an interesting one. So she basically states that like during that phone call, that was the first time her husband had heard like himself like on the phone call, which basically means that the husband heard what he sounded like on the phone call and was absolutely disgusted from what he sounded like. Which honestly, I feel like is a coping mechanism because like she also says like in the clip that like, again, like that was the first time he had ever heard his own voice. Like normally he would not want to hear it, but he heard it that time and he basically was disgusted from what it sounds like. And this is her next point, is that that husband is no longer in the picture. Like he is getting like actual help, which honestly is kind of ambiguous because she doesn't really describe the help. I'm thinking that he probably just got a therapist or something, or probably something, you know, more major on that front. But yeah, she doesn't really specify what kind of help he's getting. She just basically said like, oh, he's getting the help he needs and just nothing more on that. Which honestly is for the best, you know, nothing too major. But yeah, it sounded like he's getting help. But something else that I want to kind of talk about, and this is like the most important point, you know, for her. This is the third point. She has control of her finances again. That was a real big worry for a lot of people, that Amouranth was like not in control of her finances, like just in case like, you know, a nasty divorce were to happen or whatever, that she would have the money and money enough for counsel to basically pay for it. So she has her finances all well there. So yep, control of the finances again. He does not have control of her accounts or anything like that. So that's good to hear. And this is the last point, but honestly, this is the point that I really want to talk about further, is that she basically stated that she's getting legal and emotional like counsel. So I'll focus on the first part, legal counsel. If you don't know what legal counsel means, basically she's getting a lawyer. She's getting lawyers to help, which means that she is definitely thinking or just absolutely going for divorce. Like she wants to have a divorce. And that's why she's getting lawyers. And now that she has the money, she won't have any trouble. And that's like really the biggest part about this, is that she's probably going to want a restraining order for this guy. And honestly, after hearing the phone call, I'm not surprised why she wouldn't want one. Like this guy is a grade A just manipulator. He sounds like a horrible person to be around. But yeah, she is getting legal counsel, which basically means she's getting a lawyer, which is good for her. Also, I'm not surprised she's getting emotional counsel too. Like this like situation is not easy for anyone to deal with. So not surprised she's kind of getting that. Honestly, not many people kind of deal with this. No one really knows how to deal with this unless they've actually dealt with kind of relationships like this. So that's why she's kind of getting emotional counsel. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of say that now is for my conclusion, because honestly, there's something I really want to say. In conclusion, it is great to hear that Amouranth is doing well. She is seeking legal and emotional, you know, counsel basically for the whole like fiasco that has happened in the last couple of days. It's also great to hear that her husband isn't near anymore, because a lot of people, after the last clip surfaced on Twitch on Sunday, a lot of people thought he entered the house and was ready to like do the things he said on the phone. It was really scary stuff. It looked like pretty much like an end of a horror movie. It was not good. But one thing I really want to say, and this is kind of my closing thoughts, the thing that's kind of sad about this whole event were just some of the takes I saw, and I kind of want to share some of them. There were some takes that I saw that were just absolutely deplorable. Some people honestly thought that she deserved this, that she basically deserved everything that was happening to her just because they don't like her, and that she does, you know, like spicy kind of content. Now, honestly, if you don't like someone, you should not wish that upon anyone. No one deserves it. What made it really disheartening was like the fact that people were just trying to, you know, try and be like that know-it-all, saying, oh, I don't know why she just didn't do this, or better yet, like, oh, why didn't she just divorce him earlier, you know, like, why didn't she just do that? I saw so many people trying to literally say, oh, I would have known to do it in that situation. It's like, no, you wouldn't have. It's like, no, you wouldn't have. You have not been in that situation. If you were, you probably would have not been that clairvoyant. No one would have. So stop trying to say that you would have done this. Like, it's unprofessional and it's completely ridiculous. But yeah, I just wanted to say that I pretty much think that it is so good to hear that she is doing well for herself now. But what really hurts pretty much with this like whole event is the fact that people were honestly cheering for her tears and everything. Just absolutely terrible behavior, and they're no better than the husband. But yeah, I want to kind of make this video because it is better news, so it's really good to hear. But before I kind of get off, if you could like this video, share this with your friends, and basically don't forget to hit that notification button. It really helps out the channel a ton. And I'm going to get off for the day. Have a nice day or night, and see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.